Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're sitting here talking about this upcoming story that has been posted a lot of places where the WWE Network is thinking of selling the WWE pay-per-views to another streaming site that would want to carry the pay-per-views live. I do believe that there's a lot of smoke behind this story because of the fact that the last Conor McGregor fight that happened on the UFC pay-per-view, a while back, UFC made a deal with ESPN Plus, where basically you're not able to order UFC pay-per-views on pay-per-view through your cable provider anymore. You would have to sign up for an online streaming site, ESPN Plus, that costs $6 a month. And then from there, you would be able to order the pay-per-view at the old pay-per-view price going through ESPN Plus. So instead of using your cable box, you would have to use something like the Apple TV or a Google Chromecast, or honestly, just sit there and watch the thing on your tablet and or your phone. That fight ended up changing the game, where people thought that this ESPN Plus UFC deal was not going to work. They successfully pulled off a UFC pay-per-view with well over 1,000 buys. And I think WWE is trying to get their name out there, basically seeing if somebody out there would want to carry these WWE pay-per-views and put them on their platform. As of right now, Netflix doesn't really have a live streaming platform, so I don't see Netflix being somebody that would want to jump into the game. If ESPN Plus was to do it, I think that would kind of muddy up their deal with UFC. UFC and WWE have shown in the past that they're able to work together, formerly on the Spike platform way back in the day. We know that Vince McMahon and Dana White meet periodically, basically to make sure that they don't plan out pay-per-view dates on the same day and kind of keep their schedules clear, where they're not conflicting dates. But we've never really seen them being able to sit down and work together on one platform. Hulu is somebody that has been a pretty good partner for WWE. They've always shown Monday Night Raw as well as SmackDown on their platform the day after. They do have live programming where you can subscribe to like a cable television package and be able to watch local channels as well as cable channels on there. They make it where you can order HBO Go and Showtime and Stars and things like that. So being able to add like a WWE package onto that platform, I don't really think it would be that hard. I think honestly in my mind, Hulu might be the leader for this game to go down. But honestly, for me, the one thing that I think of is that WWE has always kind of been rumored to be changing something with the WWE Network. Basically, since the day it went live, they've been flirting with the fact that maybe there'll be a price increase. Maybe there will be different tiers initiated. At one point, there was a rumor out there that if you were to pay more for the network, you would even score a WWE Hall of Fame vote to put somebody into the WWE Hall of Fame. So as of right now, I'm sitting back. I can really tell that, my lapsed fandom is at a high peak. I enjoyed watching the Royal Rumble. The two Rumble matches were really good. And everything else on that pay-per-view, I might as well have been La La Land, because here we are just a week, maybe 2 weeks out from this, and I can't remember anything that happened on that show other than Charlotte winning the Women's Rumble and then Drew McIntyre winning the Men's Rumble. Those are the two things that I really can remember. I'm kind of holding on to my network until WrestleMania, because I know that I will sit down to watch WrestleMania. But I don't really watch any old classic wrestling. I'm falling really behind on their live specials. They do put a lot of things up there, like documentaries, and they have shows that I would like to watch, but I just don't have them like right here to watch. So a lot of times I like to sit down and just watch Impractical Jokers all night long. And even though I've seen the episode 25 times, it still makes me laugh, and I enjoy watching those. So as of right now, I mean, if they were to move the pay-per-views, it really would be a definite stamp that I need to get rid of the network and save that $10 a month that could be used for something else, even though it is a minimal $10 a month. But I know that as of right now, I'm really only logging in once every 2 months. I watched the Rumble. Before that, I can't even tell you the last thing that I watched on the network. I know that the WrestleMania month is really packed with, the NXT TakeOver. You've got Hall of Fame. You've got the actual WrestleMania show. But I fell asleep watching WrestleMania last year. Not like, one of those jokes like, haha, I got so bored. I fell asleep during the women's match. It wasn't their fault. I worked all day, and I just was laying there, got kind of comfy, and next thing I know, woke up, didn't know who won the match. But, honestly, the one thing I can think of is all the DVD collectors. 2012, when they launched the network, that was the biggest thing of, what are we going to do with all these DVDs? Some people, sold out right away. Some people held on to them. If they take the pay-per-views off of the network, is there really a need to have it? I mean, basically, when UFC sold off the pay-per-views to ESPN Plus, that killed their streaming platform. There's really it was called Fight Pass, and though they had all the old UFCs up there, they had all of the old whatever their Tough Enough show is called, documentaries, little things to watch, a lot like the network. They just shut it down. Done. It's over. To me, honestly, they might be able to put up something that would take the place of a DVD, like putting up some sort of documentary. But I think I would get to the point like I do with a lot of streaming platforms where basically I would let them build up. Oh, I got to watch that. Kind of make a mental list in my head. And then all of a sudden, when a weekend or a week comes up where I don't really have anything to do, subscribe, knock as much of that stuff out as I can, unsubscribe, get out of there. That's just me. If they change the network, as of right now, I'm pretty definite that come the day after WrestleMania, I can see myself unsubscribing from the network just because of the fact that I don't watch it that much. But if they were to pull the pay-per-views, put them on a different platform, try to make... How is that going to be, honestly, really? They've gone 4 years charging us $9.99 a month to watch the pay-per-views. At one point, we were getting 2 pay-per-views a month. We were getting a Raw pay-per-view as well as a SmackDown pay-per-view. I didn't like it because of the fact that I felt like the shows were too long and the shows were kind of back-to-back. 1 week, an off week, and then another week we'd have another pay-per-view. And besides for like WrestleMania and that kind of stuff. But I honestly felt like I was watching the product more then because of the fact they had that rotating schedule. There was always a pay-per-view, and I really enjoyed watching those. Even if there was only one match that I cared about, at least I was watching wrestling. And as of right now, watching a 4-hour pay-per-view with almost a 2-hour pre-show, and it being split off of 2 shows, Raw and SmackDown, I don't get the same kind of feel out of it. I don't know. It's just me. I think we've been fighting this for a while. We'll see what goes down with it, but as of right now, if they change this deal, I'm out.